What's up, metalheads, and welcome to the next knife sale video. Thank you guys so much for being here. Got a great sale this time. I think we're right at about 100 knives in this knife sale. Some great knives too, some amazing knives. This is not one of them. This is my newest purchase, Spyderco Para 3 Lightweight in S90V, the Knife Joy exclusive. Been wanting one of these for a long time. Finally pulled the trigger. All right, I'm gonna go over the rules for the knife sale, and you can always, if you have any questions, you can comment below on this video and I'll answer them as quick as I can. You can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, and you can email me at the same email address you would use to purchase a knife. That email address is in the description below. It is bedcknifesale@gmail.com. Bravo Echo Delta Charlie knifesale@gmail.com. If you want to buy a knife, that's where you're going to email me. Let's say you know for sure you want a knife. Let's say right off the bat you want the Mini RSK. You know for sure you want this knife, but you want to watch the video and check out some other knives. Send me an email, say I want this one, but I'm going to watch the video. I will mark it pending in the description of the video. In the description of the video, all the knives are listed with the make, the model, the blade steel, I believe, and the price. If it says, check there before you email me. If it says sold next to it, that one is already sold. Or if it says pending, you can still email me. If for some reason that person doesn't come through, then you'll be next on the list. Only contact me through email to purchase a knife. If you have questions, you can email me at bedcknifesale@gmail.com. Also, you can also, for questions, DM me on Instagram or comment on the video, and I will answer as quickly as I can. The price of the knife includes shipping, priority shipping in the United States. If you buy more than one knife, you get $5 off of each knife purchase because it saves us on the shipping, so we pass that savings on to you. So if you buy 3 knives, you get 15 off. If you buy 10 knives, you get 50 off. I will ship to Canada, but only Canada. That's the only international shipping I will do. But if you are Canadian and want a knife, you have to pay anything over $10 for shipping. $10 is factored into the price of the knife for the shipping. If it costs $30 to ship it, then you'll have to pay an additional $20. I will check Pirate Ship and see what the price is to ship it to you and let you know what the difference is. So, but you take all responsibility if for some reason your customs up there doesn't let it through, or whatever is going on. But I've shipped several to Canada. They've always made it. I mark them as tools, and I've never had any of them not make it to Canada. So I think that is about it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut to showing you the knives. Thank you guys so much, and I hope everybody sees something they like and you get a knife that you've been wanting. The audio is going to sound different when I cut because it's no longer going to be connected to my microphone. It's going to be using my phone's microphone, so you may have to turn it up a little bit. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the first batch of knives. After I get through these, I will pause the video and put all these away and pull out the rest of the knives. It'll be instant for you. It'll take me a little while, but all right, we're starting out with the giant Mouse Ace Nazca M390 blade steel, titanium axis lock. Great knife, great action. This one's brand new, never even cut paper. Buttery smooth action. Price on the Nazca is going to be $240. Next up, we have a slightly used Sharp by Design Mini Tempest. Has been carried. Does have a little mark on the pocket clip there, as you can see. Action on these knives is amazing. M390 blade steel, carbon fiber inlays that are seamless. Murdered out. Really like this knife. And you can pick this one up for $270. No longer make these either, so. Next up, one I almost got, but I went with something else. The Mini RSK from Doug Ritter. In beautiful condition with the purple Damascus 20 CV blade steel. These are sold out currently. At least this purple one is. I don't know if they're going to make any more. I hope they do because I still want to get one of these. Price on the Mini RSK is going to be $130. Next up, we have a beast, and it is a brand new beast. This is the Kizer Critical, the premium version with S35VN, titanium frame lock, anodized pivot collar, pocket clip, and back spacer. Amazing flipper action, great blade shape, big old boy. This is a big one. This isn't that Mini Critical. This is the Critical. So big knife, but man, it's got great action. Price on the Critical is going to be $165. Next up, we have a Twosun button lock, the Twosun TS303 with carbon fiber and titanium, and the 303 is M390 blade steel. A little bit of button stick. Definitely got some button stick. It will break in over time. Hear it pop. It will break in over time, or I have a video showing you how to speed up that process if you want to try that. Price on this one is $153. Next up, the Twosun TS304. I absolutely love this knife, but I went with something else. I can only buy one after buying that pair of three, so this thing is so damn good. This one does have an issue though. It has a, what do you call it, blade wrap? Look right here. Is it on this side you see it better? Or this side? You see tiny little chip in the blade. What's happening is the blade on close is barely hitting this standoff. One or two sharpenings and it will be gone. And this is a lightweight, amazing knife. Fantastic action. But it does have those couple little chips that I have a hard time getting to show up on camera. Trying for you guys. They're teensy tiny, but they are there. There it is. You see it right there. One or two, probably one sharpening, you'll be good. Two possibly. Price on the TS304, 14C28N by the way, is $65. Next up, another Twosun button lock, a beast of a knife. The TS313 titanium button lock with M390 blade steel. This one has a teensy tiny, just a hint of button stick. Nothing like the other Twosun. This one's much better. Yeah, little button stick, but it's not bad. Price on this one is going to be $165. Beautiful micro milling in that titanium also. Yeah, cool knife. Next up, another one I wanted, but you can't buy them all. Microtech UTX-70, little tiny OTF. Single edge here. I think this is a drop point. This one has M390 blade steel, and not much more to say about it. OD green scales, or I don't know what you call it, scales, aluminum, whatever you, housing, two-tone blade. Awesome knife, made in the USA. Little guy, man. I really like this little knife a lot. 1.1 ounce too, which is crazy good. 210 on this one. Next up, it's already opened because it is a slip joint. It is the Benchmade Proper S30V micarta. Once I close it, I will not be able to open it again one-handed. But yeah, comes with a leather pouch or slip for it. Brain fog. Price on the Benchmade Proper is going to be $100. Next up, we have the Kershaw Link blue aluminum scales. It's stainless steel, but according to the website Blade HQ, it doesn't say what stainless steel this is. It's made in the USA, brand new condition. It is an assisted knife. I don't know if this is one that can be de-assisted or not. Comment below and let me know if it can or it can't, and let everyone else know. Price on the Link is going to be $35 for a made in the USA knife that I do not know the blade still on. I can't confirm what it is. So next up, we have the Hogue EX03. There's two EX03s. One is the 3.5-inch Tonto. Oops, missed it. Button lock, no button stick at all. Buttery smooth action. The 3.5-inch Tonto is one of them. And there's a 4-inch drop point. But they are both the EX03, different variations. But for some reason, Hogue made a misprint on the box and it has EXA01. That's a misprint because everything else there is correct. The 4-inch drop point and everything is correct, but it is not EXA01. It is an EX03. They made a couple different variations of the EX03. So just a mess up by Hogue. Here's the 4-inch drop point. Both are buttery smooth action. No button stick at all. Super buttery smooth. Here's the 3.5-inch Tonto. Buttery smooth. The 3.5-inch Tonto is going to be $130, and the 4-inch drop point is going to be $140. Those are like 5 or 6 years old. They've been safe queens and they're no longer made. So, all right, next up we have Civivi Brigand with the, oh man, that's a good looking blade. With Damascus, the 9CR Damascus on this one, G10 scales, $57 on this one. Liner lock, buttery smooth action. I love that blade shape, man. It's so good. Buttery, glassy smooth action on this. That Damascus pattern on this one looks amazing. Yeah, 57 on the Brigand. Next up, another button lock, the Civivi Cogent. Everybody knows the Cogent. This Cogent has 0 button stick. Very smooth action. No button stick whatsoever. Blade steel on this one is 14C 28N. Murdered out. Amazing action on that one. No button stick. Not even a touch. Price on the Cogent is $60. Next up, the Civivi Exarch. Little front flipper with G10 and pill ply carbon fiber. 9CR Damascus on this one also. It will focus. Little gentleman's knife. Liner lock. Great action. Great front flipping action too. Yeah, I like this one a lot too. Price on the Exarch is $65. Next up we have the Civivi Elementum button lock. Great action. No button stick on this one either. Not even a hint of it. 14C 28N on this one. Brown micarta scales. Price on the Elementum is going to be $55. Next up, the CRKT Pilar III G10 and stainless steel with a brass, I believe it is, backspacer. A lot of people customize these. Apparently there's some aftermarket stuff out there for these. You can get replacement scales. Great action for CRKT. This is a popular one for CRKT. D2 steel, price on the Pilar III is $45. Next up, the CRKT CEO Flipper. A little shank, basically, is what I would call it, or a pen knife. Definitely a good office carry, gentleman's carry. Very lightweight, very slender. I mean, you can put this in your shirt pocket and people think you had an ink pen in there. Whoop, missed it. Stop looking through the camera and look at the knife. This one is Os 8 blade steel, and price on it is $30. There is a bee flying around my house, flying around my desk while I'm doing this. I may have to pause here in a second and get a fly swatter because he's going to sting me, I think. All right, next up, a beast. Night and day difference here. From a little super lightweight slender knife to a freaking behemoth. The Kershaw Natrix with copper scales. The copper has started to patina naturally. But man, you could shipwreck this thing and it would be so badass. Imagine a shipwreck coming through on this pivot with the copper underneath it too. Oh man, this thing is heavy. I love the way copper smells. Every time I pick this knife up and smell my hands, I feel kind of strange because I'm smelling my fingers. Yeah, well, we're going to end it there. D2 blade steel. Price on the Natrix XL is $55. This is you could chop a tree down with this thing for real. It's a beast of a knife. And great action, man. Great action. Awesome. See the bee? Little bastard. Price on the Natrix at $55. I'm going to pause and kill this bee. I'll be right back. All right, well, no luck killing the bee. I don't know where it is now, but he won that battle. I'm going to win the war at some point, I promise. Whether it's with a fly swatter or if he stings me, either way, he's going to die. So we're just going to move on, and I'm going to try to ignore this bee if it comes back. We were on the Kizer Cormorant V2 was next. This is the brown micarta with 3V blade steel version. 0 button stick. Great action on this one. Great. The Cormorant has a great ting to it. My mic will never pick it up, but it has a... I think the titanium version has a better ting, but this one has a great ting also. Price on the Cormorant V2 and 3V is going to be $90. Next up, we have a Kizer Sheepdog. The whole Sheepdog. This is seen a little bit of use. Very nice micarta scales. Beast of a knife. Not really a beast, but man, action is amazing on these knives. They're so good. I've had several of these in hand. Every one of them has had a perfect detent and just great action overall. This one is 154 cm, and the price on it is $55. That's a great deal on that knife. Next up, the Kizer Grazioso. I always mess that name up. Beautiful finish on that blade. Good looking knife. Got a little poon action, which is very comfortable to land your thumb right there. Feels great in hand. This one is N690 blade steel. G10 with copper bolsters that are starting to patina and kind of turning a little red. That's a natural patina on them. Really good looking. Great detent. Price on the Grazioso is $55. Next up, we have a new Kizer original with the green aluminum scales. Great action on this one too. No button stick whatsoever. Buttery smooth, lightweight. Great EDC knife here. 154 cm blade steel. $75 on the Kizer original. Beautiful condition, new condition. So next up, the Kizer Justice. G10 scales. N690 blade steel. Big old knife. Great action. Great detent. Great drop shutty action. Flipper. They should make this knife without a flipper, in my opinion. Just use the thumb studs. Be much better. For me, anyway. I know a lot of people like a flipper, but me personally, I'd like to see a mini version of this without a flipper. Be perfect. This one, I think I already said, N690. Price on this one is $55. This one's like new condition also. Next up, we have a Kubey, the Kubey Raven, the 245A Raven in AUS 10 with G10 scales. Interesting looking knife, titanium pocket clip. Great flipper action. Look at the direction of that flipper. Makes it so good. It's definitely a light switch though, not a push button. Great action. Jelly Jerry design. It looks weird to me, but man, does it feel good in hand. Your palm lands right in that little curve right there. It just feels amazing in hand. The Kubey is AUS 10, and the price on it is $40. Next up, we have the Microtech Centurion 2. This thing is butter smooth. Buttery, buttery smooth. Great detent. M390 blade steel. Titanium with carbon fiber inlays. Does have a mark on the clip there. Just FYI. Blade looks amazing. Other than a couple fingerprints. Sorry about that. I like the blue marbled carbon fiber. Looks really good. The inlays are done extremely well. And the action is so glassy smooth on this one. I love this. Also, the ergos on this knife feel amazing in hand. Feels so good in hand. Price on this one is $160. Next up, we have the Microtech Kyrix. Probably butchering that name. M390 blade steel. Champagne. They call it champagne titanium that has a Snell trail that runs down it. If you know how to finish titanium, you can easily remove that. Same blue marbled carbon fiber inlays. Love the blade shape on this one, that sheep's foot blade. Titanium pocket clip and backspacer. Excellent action. Great reverse flicking action and great front flipping action. Price on this one is $140. Next up, we have some O-Knives. O-Knives from O-Knife by O-Light. All OEM by Kizer. FYI. First up, we have the Beagle. Very nice micarta on this. This micarta feels so good on this knife. I love the way this... Kizer's micarta is so nice for the money. Feels like more premium micarta. Great action on this. Excellent detent. Snappy as can be. 154 cm blade steel. They call this olive green micarta, but it looks more brown to me in person. But it is, you know, if you look it up online, they will call it olive green. But to me, it looks more like brown micarta. but you know, who am I? Price on the Beagle is going to be $60. Next up, we have a little chunk, the O-Knife Parrot, little front flipper, top flipper. I'm not going to top flip it over top of these knives. This is a chunky little knife. Not that heavy though for how chunky it is. Feels good in hand because of how tall the blade and the handle are. Good looking knife in my opinion too. G10 scales. It's 154 cm blade steel also. Price on this one is also $60. Next up, a very fidgety O-Knife. This is the Splint. You got flipper action. You got reverse flick, or, whoop, missed it. Well, I'm just gonna say reverse flick. I'm struggling with the thumb. And you got a front flipper and top flipper. Great action, fantastic action. Interesting blade shape. It works on this knife for me for some reason. Stonewash finish. Good looking knife. Very ergonomic, lightweight. Truly does have amazing action. I know the thumb thing kind of messed you up. I gotta stop looking through the camera and just look at the knife, and I can do it better. Then I can't keep the camera, see? Then I can't keep the camera on the knife. N690 blade steel on this one. Price on this one is $57. Next up we have the O-Knife Drever. Flipper action. Finger choil, which I love. Drop, I mean, almost guillotine action on this one. Thumb set action's fantastic. Great detent. It's got a Kizer detent. All these have Kizer detents. That's all you really need to know, which means it's amazing. G10 scales, N690 blade steel. Price on this one is $55. If I could recommend one thing to O-Knife, stop putting that on the blade. You know, we know what it is when we buy it. You know, just a thought. Next up, we have the Pena Zulu. This is the Urban EDC Supply variation with the, I'm going to butcher the name, Sigaha, something like that, milling pattern. Yeah. And it has Pena action. Fantastic action. It's React made, so classy, buttery smooth. Top flip works good, but I'm not going to do it, especially over top of that beauty. Not a chance. M390 blade steel. Price on this one is $260. Fingerprints. Those are mine. Sorry. Great gentleman's knife. Man, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. Next up, this is a knife I made a mistake on in the last sale, and it's still available this sale. This is Petrified Fish Zero. I said that this was aluminum. This is actually titanium pocket clip and a titanium scale. And the blade steel on this one is 154 cm. It is not actually aluminum. It is actually titanium. My bad on that. Liner lock. Great action on this knife. Interesting looking knife. This was like their special edition for 2021. Great action though. Buttery smooth action. Yeah, almost guillotine action. Price on this one is going to be $65. I cannot believe this knife did not sell the last knife sale. Shocked. Protect Malibu, the black textured version. No button stick. Buttery smooth. These are 20 CV blades still. This one does have a mark though. I gotta show you guys. Has a teensy tiny little mark right there, as you can see. I would never do this to a knife for sale, but all you need to do is take a Sharpie and touch that spot and you'll never see it. You'll never even notice it's there. Got a teensy tiny little nick, just in case you don't see what I'm talking about, right there. FYI. $250 on the Malibu. Next up, we have a knife I want so bad. So bad, but it is out of my price range. Sharp by Design Mini Tempest with the gold dark matter inlays that are seamless. You can't even feel anything. React made. Damascus steel blade. Just, this is not Damascus, right? If you're not familiar with the difference between Damascus and Damascus steel, Google it and you'll understand. This is a high-end Damascus steel. Beautiful patterns. The gold dark matter is absolutely gorgeous. These are no longer being made, and this was the best one you could get right here. This is top of the line on this model. That gold dark matter is beautiful. Look at that. I mean, it looks like real gold. Just absolutely gorgeous knife, and gorgeous action also. Still one of the top front flippers ever made, if not the best front flipper I've ever felt. I think it is the best. The detent, his detent he uses on his knives just make them so much different than everything else out there in a good way. So good, so good. Price on this one is now $535. Yeah, and it's new condition. It's amazing. Love that knife. All right, now let's move on to some Twosuns. First up, the TS208 with green micarta scales, D2 blade steel, thicker, chunkier boy here, liner lock, great action, very smooth, snappy detent. The TS208 D2 steel with green micarta is $40. Next up, with a Twosun TS313 in D2 with G10 scales. Very snappy detent. Titanium pocket clip. Little, this one, I probably need to put a little lube on this one. She's feeling a little dry. She needs to get lubed up a little bit. But a little lube should be great. This one is going to be $35. Yeah, snappy detent too. That's the TS89. I think I called that the 217. That was my mistake. That's actually the TS89. The next one is the TS217. This one is a much more premium knife. Titanium, everything with carbon fiber bolsters. You got hole action and front flipper action. The whole action's fantastic. The front flipper is also fantastic. This one is, I think it's M390. No, this one's D2 also. Wow. So more budget still, but has more of a polished finish, so you can see every little thing on it. Makes it look worse than it actually is, but it's actually in excellent condition. Milling on the pocket clip, titanium backspacer also. Price on the 217 is going to be $65. Titanium, scales, pocket clip, and backspacer. Yeah, that's a great deal on that knife. This is a very cool looking knife from Twosun. This is the Twosun TS16. This one is M390, titanium frame lock. I love the milling patterns they did on this, just the lines. It's simple, but it works. It looks good. This one's flipper only, with a sheep's footy reverse tanto-y blade. Call it what you will. Snappy detent. Glassy action. Detent ramp on the close. Yeah, good looking knife. Good looking blade shape too. They continued the lines in the blade. They milled out in the blade also. Good looking knife in my opinion. Price on this one, we'll stop drilling over it. The TS16 is $87. That's a great deal, man. M390, titanium frame lock. All right, I got to scroll down the spreadsheet here, guys. Where are we at? We're right here. The Twosun TS85. No, I like the blade shape on this one also. I love that blade shape. Snappy detent. You hear that on the open? That, I think it's the G10 that's causing that sound. It's a good sound. Yeah, snappy detent. I love the flipper shape. This is again a light switcher, not a push button flipper. But man, it just whips it out there. Titanium frame lock, titanium pocket clip, and backspacer. G10 scales, which is done extremely well. Feels really good. Price on the TS85 is $80. Next up, the TS134, a Tepe design. 14C 28N burlwood scales that are gorgeous. Look at the light reflect off that wood. Beautiful. Kind of reminds me of the gold dark matter. Look at it. See that? That's all natural wood doing that. It's pretty awesome looking. Very ergonomic too. This one is 14C 28N and it is $55. Next up, a really good looking Twosun in my opinion. The Twosun TS313. This one is also 14C 28N. Good looking knife, man. Love the way they did the grind on the blade out by the tip right there. See that? Very cool looking. Spear point, I'm gonna call it. Titanium everything with carbon fiber inlays. Look at the milling they did. Hear that? Everything that's milled, or everything, yeah, everything milled has these little milling lines in it. Even the pocket clip has them. Good looking knife. Great action too. Fantastic action. The price on the TS313 is $90. Next up we have the Twosun TS201, more of a budget, more budget friendly Twosun with G10 with carbon fiber, pill carbon fiber overlays that have been milled. That blue pop, and that is a vibrant blue, man. Vibrant. Flipper knife, snappy detent with a little poon action. Gotta love a little poon. I'll take all the poon I can get. Guillotine action, pretty much. I mean, it completely drops. Ooh, get out of the way. Get out the way, yo. Get out the way. Whoa. Yeah, great action on this one. This one is 14C 28N also, and it is only $40. That is a steal on that knife. You want a good user, man? Good user flipper? You'd be hard pressed to find better than that for 40 bucks in 14C. Next up, last Twosun of this batch anyway. More premium Twosun, but it is D2 blade steel, but man, it's beautiful. The TS39. Look at that titanium. Look at that milling. Beautiful. You could do some amazing anno work on this one. Especially with the way that it's milled in the middle there. Do some pretty cool stuff. Titanium backspacer and pocket clip. Oop, missed it. Flipper action. Look at the milling in the blade right there. Very good looking knife in my opinion. I really like the way this one looks. Got to stay off the lock bar. Stop looking at the camera and look at the actual knife. I'll do much better. Price on the TS39 is $67. Last up on this batch before I move all these off the desk and bring out the next batch is the Off-Grid Knives Black Mamba M390 titanium frame lock. Titanium has been, I'm not sure how they got this finish on it. I don't think it's a coating. I think it's more of like a, I don't know how they got it, but man, it looks good. Kind of like a golf ball pattern in there. Good looking knife, man. I love the way they did the jimping up here. It looks amazing. Great action on this one also. My little bee buddy is back flying around me. Go away, you little bastard, before I kill you. Yeah, good looking knife, great blade shape, very ergonomic. Go away, bee. And price on the Black Mamba is $185. Do not confuse this with Kobe Bryant. This is Off-Grid Knives Black Mamba, not Kobe Bryant. All right, guys, I'm going to clear all these off. It's going to take me a while, but it'll be instant for you. Be right back. All right, I am back. It has been seconds for you, but 30 to 45 minutes and a couple snacks for me, and let's get back to it. First up on the list in this round is going to be the Tuya Big Belly, one of the best crossbar lock knives I've ever experienced. It is a carbon fiber integral, all one piece with some G10. I believe these are G10 little inlays there. Amazing action. Titanium pocket clip, M390 blade steel, beautiful grind on the blade. Awesome knife. Price on the Big Belly is $230. Next up, one of the best knives ever created, in my opinion, and this is one of the more premium variations, the QSP Penguin. This one's 154 cm, titanium frame lock, titanium pocket clip. Amazing action. I love these knives so much. They're so good, especially for the money. Whether you go with the budget D2 version for $30 to $40 or this one. These will run you 100 new, right around 100 new, and this one is going to be $85. This one's pretty much new too, by the way. Next up, another off-grid knives. The off-grid knives Cayman. Very cool knife, man. This should have been in the last sale, but I didn't do my video on it yet. I finally got my video done, so it made it to the sale. That's one thing I tell the sellers. I want to make videos with some of the knives. And I put this one off, I almost thought about buying this one myself because I like the action so much. G10 scales. Blade steel's D2, but it is coated, so no concern there. Amazing action on this, and amazing ergos. Just a great knife for the money. The Cayman is going to be $40. That's a steal on that knife. Great knife for the money. Another knife I absolutely love, but out of my price range and illegal for me, but God, I love this one. I love the UTX-70 too. This one is a double edge. This is the Microtech Dirac. And the Dirac is 204p blade steel. This was just serviced by Microtech. If you follow the channel, you've probably seen the videos. I had to send this to Microtech twice, unfortunately, but they finally fixed whatever was going on, and it is good to go. So just serviced by them. It's new, never cut or anything. It's just been sitting in a box for years, and I think it had a spring issue or something, but they finally figured out whatever it was. Amazing action. Price on the Dirac is going to be $255. I don't think they're making, I don't know about that. They may be making these. I don't see them anywhere though, if they are. All right, next up, another made in the USA, like the Dirac, is the Spartan Blades Palace. Big old button lock, aluminum scales. Man, this one feels good in hand. S45 VN blade steel with a beautiful stonewash finish. Love the arrow they do in their pocket clips. Just a hint of button stick, just a hint. It's because it's new, right? It's new, it's not been used. It will break in and get rid of that a little bit, but it's very minimal. I can barely feel stick. Sometimes I don't feel it at all. Like right now, I don't feel it at all. But if I give it a hard flick, I feel just a little bit. So, price on the Palace is $240. Made in the USA, $240. Great deal. Next up is a very interesting little Spyderco. This is the Spyderco Astute. This is one of the Chinese budget versions. This is HCR13 MOV blade steel with G10 scales, stainless steel pocket clip and liners. Great little D10 on this knife. Liner lock. It's on washers, so it's not going to free fall like bearing knives, but snappy D10. I mean, honestly, for the money, it's a good deal. It is Chinese made, but you know, it's right there in the price with other Chinese made knives, and it's a Spyderco, right? So price on this one's $40. Next up, a budget Bestech, the Bestech Lion. This is a beefy knife. A little weight to it, thicker blade stock. Feels amazing in hand. You got a glass breaker. Well, no, not really a glass breaker. Skull cracker. I don't know. Lanyard hole. Call it what you want to call it, but man, that's fantastic action. Amazing D10. Yeah, glassy smooth. The Bestech line is D2 blade steel, G10 scales. Price on this one, $40. Next up, one of the thinnest, lightest cold steels you will ever see, the Cold Steel Holdout. It is a backlock, so I'm going to deploy it once, and that's all you're going to see. My glasses are falling on my nose, making me not be able to talk. This is 4034 stainless steel, G10 scales. There you go. Those are fingerprints. Those are not scratches, trust me. Should have wiped those off. It's a fingerprint magnet. It's basically brand new though, with some fingerprints on it. I'll wipe those off before I ship it. If you buy it, extremely lightweight, very pokey blade. Let me see if I can close this one-handed and not cut myself. Hey, I got it. Price on the holdout is going to be $45. Next up, we have another made in the USA knife, the Case Marilla aluminum scales, S35 VM blade steel, brand new. G10 inlays that are very grippy, give it lots of grip. Frame lock. Yeah, made in USA, man. I like to see Case doing stuff like this. I hope they keep innovating and moving, becoming more modern. That'd be so good for them. I'd love to see them do that in the USA. S35 VM blade steel. Scales are aluminum with G10 inlays. Price on this one is $85. It is new. Next up, Artisan Cutlery Centauri. Really nice weave carbon fiber. This isn't that cheap pill ply stuff. This is a thick slab of carbon fiber. Titanium frame lock, titanium clip and back spacer. Front flipper with Damascus blade steel. Fantastic action. Thin, lightweight for its size. Great knife. Brand new too. Never used or carried. It's VG10 Damascus, by the way, which is stainless. Focus. Beautiful patterns. Much better 9CR in my opinion. 9CR Damascus, I should say. Price on this one, $150. Next up, a very cool Spyderco with titanium scales that have a orange pill finish, which looks amazing. That's not a scratch. It's a mark. It's a touch. Yeah, gone. Fingerprints. This is the Spyderco Advocate. It's M4 blade steel, titanium frame lock. Pretty cool knife in my opinion. It's on washers, so it has that washer action to it, that glassy filling. Pretty snappy detent. Not the most comfortable lock bar, I will point that out. It is not the most comfortable lock bar, but you know, it's not bad. It's not horrible. Price on the Advocate's $220. And if you need up-close pictures from what I just did, just let me know. I'll send you pictures. It's not scratched. I'll clean it up and send you pictures. Next up, we have the Spyderco Patadees. G10 scales, M390 blade steel. Interesting looking knife from Spyderco. Don't look at the camera. Oh, let's just reverse look at it. Not the snappiest detent, gotta say. You gotta give it a little wrist. But it is an interesting Spyderco. Very different take from them, in my opinion. Good looking knife. I think it looks good. It's lightweight. Feels great in hand. The detent is not the best though. Completely honest. But it is an awesome knife. M390 G10. Price on this one is $150. Next up, we have the Boker M4 Sherman. This knife, or the blade, is made from parts of the Sherman tank from World War II. Comes in this display case here. It's been sitting for a long time, so it will, over time, start to sag down. You'll have to open it up and lift it back up. Burlap micarta. Awesome knife. Literal piece of American history. This one is number 408. Price on this one is going to be $385. Awesome knife. Amazing. Piece of history. Another one I'd love to own, but out of my price range. All right, next up, the American Blade Works Model 1. Titanium frame lock. Made in the USA. Actually made in the state of North Carolina, where I live at. Has a little teensy tiny mark on the pocket clip right there. That only shows up, the light hits it just right. Other than that, amazing condition. Great deal on this knife too. Price on the Model 1, this is 20 CV by the way, is going to be $240. Great deal. Next up we have a Hinder design, a Hinder collaboration with Viper Knives. This is the Storm by Viper Knives, a Hinder design, M390 blade steel, G10 overlay kinda with titanium liners. Interesting knife. I think it looks good. I love the way this one looks actually. Great action, flipper action and thumb stud action. Great detent. Price on the Hinder Storm is going to be $175. Another great deal. Next up, the Lingma Cuff 3.0. with the actual cuff case. This one's G10. The other one you saw earlier was carbon fiber, titanium, LMAX. They're both LMAX blades still. Great action on these knives. Super lightweight. These are fantastic knives. I love these knives. I know Mr. Ma is a complete and total moron, egomaniac, but damn, he made a nice knife with this one. He did a good job with this knife. He just needs to learn how to check his ego, and until he does, I think he's done, unfortunately. But anyway, the price on this one is $250. It has the wipe, everything you'd get if you were to buy it brand new, and it is brand new, just like you'd get new. Next up, a set of Aramis Shaman scales. These are G10 scales. I'll pull one out, give you a closer look at them. There's a COA in there. Price on those is $30. Next up, a freaking beast of a knife, but it is expensive. The Custom Knife Factory Evo 3.0, a absolute monster with amazing ergos, amazing action, in my opinion, amazing looks. This one's a thumb snatcher. As I say it, don't spray it, Jamie. This one is a thumb snatcher. Ooh, you gotta be careful, man. This thing is a straight guillotine. You put it at an angle, because if you put it vertical, it's gonna get you. It is a straight guillotine with a snappy detent. So good. Look at that finish on the titanium. These are sold out everywhere, and they're not selling them anymore. This one is at retail, but there are people selling these for over retail. So this one is at actual retail, $730. But my goodness, when I say the action is good, not just the close, the open too. It's just, but on the close, you got to be careful. You got to go at an angle. If you go straight vertical and do this, that blade's going to stab me. I got to do it at an angle. Ooh, still almost got me. So awesome. With the original case and everything, and the COA is in there. $730 on that one. Next up, we have the D-Rocket Design Fukushu, which means revenge. Japanese for revenge. Very cool little knife from them. Titanium, M390. Thin, weighs 2 ounces. Front flipper is really good. One of the best looking blade shapes I've ever seen, honestly. That is a Wharncliffe to die for right there, with a extremely deep hollow grind. This is another one I'd love to own, but it's out of my price range. It's lightweight, which I love. Liner lock. You got thumb. You can thumb flick it and do the normal front flip. You can also do the reach over, but I'm not going to do the reach over all these knives. But man, this one's good, really good for the money. Or I'm not going to say for the money, but for D-Rocket. Compared to the other D-Rocket I had in the past, this one is fantastic. It's actually really good. Price on this one is $375. This is the D-Rocket Fukushu. I'm probably butchering that name. By the way, the patch glows in the dark. If that matters to you. Next up, this is a knife that I accidentally said had already sold, and it had not. This is the Chavez Sangre 229, the Wharncliffe. I don't know why. When I was in the members live stream, going over the members prices and or the members special deals and giving them early access to the pricing, I said this one had sold for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, hasn't sold. One thing I do need to point out on this one, normally these boxes have like a little foam insert right here that the knife will sit in. This one does not have that, but it does have a something on the pocket clip. Some of the glue got on there. It's not scratched up. Some of the glue got on the pocket clip from inside where that little insert used to be, but that will come right off. But if you don't like skull clips, it has the non-skull clip in there for you. M390 blade steel, titanium and G10. Price on this one is going to be $285. This is a killer knife, man. Great action. Great action on this knife. All right, now we got a couple Twosuns, the TS191. D2 blade steel, titanium and carbon fiber. Beautiful finish on the blade. Beautiful finish on the titanium also. Titanium clip and backspacer. Price on the TS191 is going to be, this is ridiculous, $55. Ridiculous. Titanium frame lock. Next up, the Twosun TS385 14C 28N titanium and G10 inlays with micromillion on the titanium. Little front flipper. Missed it. Yeah, great action. Trailing point blade, stonewash finish on that blade, which is beautiful. I love the pocket clip on this one too. It looks really good. Has the same micromilling in it. It's hard to get it on camera, but all the titanium is micromilled. Price on the TS385 is going to be $70. Next up, we have a Twosun flashlight. This is the TS-LED-05. This is a titanium flashlight. I do not know all the specs on the light and everything. Check it out at White Mountain Knives. I think that's where they sell them. The TS-LED-05, and you can look up what the lumens are and everything on it. Price on the TS-LED-05 is $35. Next up, we have the Kizer Sheepdog. This Kizer Sheepdog is CPM4V. Micarta scales. Nice pivot color on there. Very cool pocket clip. Extremely good action. And 4V. You want a good user knife that's not too big, not too heavy, that will hold its edge. Here you go. Hold its edge forever almost. Price on this one is going to be, I lost my spot, $55. And this is actually a Knife Center exclusive. Next up, we have the Spyderco Yojimbo Beast knife. I love the Yojimbo too. I love this knife too. It's just so big for a medium-sized handman. But if you're one of those giant guys out there, this is an amazing knife. S30V blade steel. It's in excellent condition. Like new condition. Awesome knife. I want to get one of these one day anyway, just to add to the Spyderco collection. But something else got my attention this sale, so I went a different way. Price on the Yojimbo is going to be $160. That's a great deal on that knife. Fantastic deal for that knife. But I need to point out the box has gotten a little bit smashed. So, FYI. Here's the other Lingma cuff. This one does not come in the original pouch and all that stuff. But this one is the carbon fiber version. So, which is a little more sought after than the G10 version. Same still, LMAX, titanium frame lock. Fantastic action. Fantastic carry. Such a good little knife. Just a, price on this one is going to be $230. All right. The ZT-0462 with the red weave carbon fiber. 20 CV blade steel, titanium frame lock. Awesome action. Not my cup of tea looks-wise. I'm not crazy about kind of a Persian theme going on here. Not really my thing, but I can appreciate the action, which is really good. 0462 is going to be $225. Civivi Bull Mastiff. The Bull Mastiff is 9CR18 MOV, G10 scales. It's got Civivi action. What more do I need to say? Flipper action's good. You can also use that fuller very well. This would be a great little EDC knife, in my opinion. A user. Price on this one, $35. Next, we have some Unlock Composites carbon fiber scales for the mini Sheepdog. Just regular carbon fiber. Also, some Unlock Composites carbon fiber scales for the Civivi Baby Banter. This one actually, and they actually have, you can get them with tweezers, kind of like a Swiss Army knife. One of these scales has a set of red tweezers in it. And then we have some sharp dress knives, pair 3. Oh, actually, these Baby Banter scales were $35. The mini Sheepdog carbon fiber scales were $40. We have some sharp dress knives. What do they call these? Super grip scales, G10 super grip scales. These will be $40. Next we have a C&B Made Knives Predator, green micarta, blacked out, new condition, 14C28N, $55. Scroll down here. Next we have the O-Knife Heron or Heron L1. Whoa. This is a very, very good knife. Snappies could be super grippy G10. Blade steel on this one is D2, but it is coated. Snappy G10, compound grind on the blade. Great action. Kizer OEM. Price on the Heron or Heron L1 is $40. Next we have a Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall, the golf ball edition with the COA in the box. Like new condition. Titanium and Magna Cut. Price on the Rockwall is $260. Oops, missed it. Yeah, great gentleman's knife, made in USA. And last but certainly not least, the XTOUC, XTAUC, I think it is, RX302 titanium frame lock with the frag, titanium, M390 blade steel, titanium clip, titanium backspacer. Price on the RX302 is going to be $120. And that is it, guys. That is everything for this sale. Thank you guys so much. If you made it this far into the sale, you're a legend. I guess you had to make it this far. Most of you probably scrolled down the description just to see the list of knives and the prices. But if you watched all of this, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, email me, bedcknifesale@gmail.com. DM me on Instagram. Yeah, if you want any up-close pictures or anything, let me know. I'll be happy to send you a little video with everything up close, whatever you need. If you have any questions, and if you want to make any offers, feel free to make offers on anything. Worst that can happen is the seller says no, so it doesn't hurt to ask. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all on the next one.